Oh, my droogies. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Folks, I'm happy to say my first guest is a best-selling author and former director of the FBI. Please welcome back to The Late Show, James Comey. There you go. Welcome back.
Great to be back.
It's been a bit.
Yeah.
It has been a bit. The world has changed a bit since the last time you and I spoke. Last time I was here for your book, talking about your own experience with your own experience in the FBI and in law enforcement, the Justice Department, leading up to you being fired by the president and eventually being played by Jeff Daniels in the book of the same name. You got a new book. Okay, we'll get to this in just a second. But the new book, it's a novel, crime novel. It's called FDR Drive. There it is right there. You stirred up a little controversy recently. I was going to say you landed in some hot water, but it's not hot water. It's just water because I don't know if you do this on purpose just to get attention here, but is this Instagram?
Instagram,
You
yes.
grammed this. You were walking down the beach. What happened? You were walking down the beach, and you saw this on the beach?
Yeah, my wife and I, Patrice, were walking on the beach and saw those numbers in shells on the beach. And
You didn't do this. Somebody else did this.
Yeah, somebody else did it. We were on a walk
Yep.
preparing for this week,
Right.
the rollout of my book.
Yep.
She looked at it and said, why'd someone put their address in the sand?
All right.
And then we
8,040
stood at it,
yeah.
trying to figure out what it was. And she'd long been a server in restaurants. And she
Yeah.
said, you know what I think it is?
Yeah.
I think it's a reference to restaurants when you would 86 something in a restaurant.
Right,
And I
it's off
said-
the menu.
Yeah. I said, no, I remember when I was a kid, you'd say 86 to get out of a place. This place stinks, let's 86 it.
Right. I was a bartender. You would 86 a customer if they were getting drunk. Like, let's 86 them. Let's, like, give them a low-proof alcohol, something like that. Yeah.
And so I said, I think it's a clever political message. And she said, you should take a picture of it. I said, sure. And then she said, you should Instagram that. And boom.
Well, the president does not think it was clever. He said, quote, a child knows what that meant. That meant assassination. What? So, and are you, they said, like, the Secret Service is going to call you. Have you been called by federal authorities?
Yeah, it doesn't mean that to this child of God, but I saw that he said that. And Secret Service called me that night.
Yeah.
I talked to a duty agent, and they asked me if I'd come and be interviewed. I said, of course.
Yeah.
And so I went and met with them and told them this interview.
Yeah.
And I hope and expect that's the end of it.
Like this interview? Is this like talking to a Secret Service agent? I gotta back off on my guests if I feel that federal to them. What did they say? Did they explain why 86-47 was so bad? It's better than 69-47. What did they say? Did they say, we get it, go home?
All they did was act like pros, and they are pros, just said, what did you intend? What did you understand? Why did you do this? And I gave them the exact same explanation, which is the truth, and I would expect it to go away.
Okay, well, congratulations on the attention for your book. There you go. That's a hell of a viral campaign. Now, one of your successors, FBI Director Christopher Wray, resigned right before Trump's inauguration. Trump said he's going to be out of there or whatever, but of course they have, how long is the term, 7 years?
10 years.
10 years, okay. So he still had time left, a considerable time left on his term, because it's supposed to overlap administrations. So the FBI is not just a factotum of a particular administration, right?
Yes,
okay.
exactly.
Okay, 3 years before he served his full 10-year term, I don't know, would you have done that? Do you think that was a good idea? I mean, have you talked to Chris Wray about this?
I don't think it's a good idea. I wish he hadn't done it. I did not speak to him about it. For the reasons you said, I think it's a mistake to signal that this is just like another presidential appointment. Since Hoover, the American people through Congress have wanted this to be outside of politics, and so the 10-year term is to span any president's tenure.
Okay. We hear a lot of stories about what's going on in the FBI, a lot more at the beginning of this particular term. Have you spoken to any of your former colleagues? Like, what's going on inside the building? How are they feeling?
I talk to a lot of them. They come up to me on the street, or some of them who I've known for a long time will reach out. They're struggling. They're worried about the reality and the reputation of the FBI right now, and they're hunkering down most of all.
Have there been a lot of firings, people let go? Like, have they hollowed out that building like they have other buildings?
No, at the senior levels, they have forced out the senior-most appointees who were career people that Christopher Wray had in place, and they forced out the head of the New York office here in Manhattan, frankly, for being too much of a stand-up person. But the rank and file is in place and just trying to do their work.
Last week, NBC News reported that FBI field offices around the country have been ordered to assign more agents to immigration enforcement. So they're still there, but they're working for the FBI, but they're basically doing ICE's job. Don't we already have agencies to do this sort of thing? And do you think that's the proper use of the FBI?
Yeah, I don't get that. The FBI spends a lot of time trying to assign resources against priorities, and the top of the stack is counterterrorism, counterintelligence, and cyber. And so surely those haven't gone away, and now we can move people to immigration. And I would expect they'd go to Congress. I could not move anything more than $100,000 in resources without Congress's permission. And so I don't know where the Congress is on that.
Presumably, if those people are being moved to border enforcement, then those other priorities that you stated are getting short shrift.
Yeah, logically, that would be the case.
So this would be a good time to do crime, you're saying? You're advising everyone out there who are thinking of criming that crime while the iron is cold.
Kids, there is no good time to do crime.
Did you just say kids? Sir, this is CBS. No kids are watching this right now. We have to take a quick break. We're right back with more James Comey, everybody. Stick around.